our very special guest, Tony Abbott. We also have our patron Senator Russell Trude, our state member for Bow Desert, Ada McClendon, and the Mayor of Scenic Green, John Brandt. So can you please give him a special Ladies and gentlemen, Tony is a man that doesn't need an introduction. He's a man with very good principles and strong convictions. And since Tony has become our leader, we've seen the polls just surge in popularity, and Tony's really giving us the best possible chance to win the next election. And of course, seats like Wright are going to be critical if we stand a chance of returning to government. And certainly after the formalities, I know many locals here today, Tony would like to have a chat to you about some of the issues that affect Bow Desert, Mudribah, Gatton, and many people here today have come from every part of the electorate to see you and to talk to you. And can I say that the challenges and the issues that are confronting us here in Ryde are great. And Tony, I'm looking forward to going to Canberra and being part of your team and fighting hard to make sure that we deliver good outcomes for families of Ryde. So without further ado, Tony, I'd like to welcome you and thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Hajnal. It's great to be here in Bow Desert. It's good to be with Russell Trude. It's good to be with Mayor John. And I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that the last time I was here in Bow Desert, I arrived by bike. And you're lucky that I didn't do that today, because I'd be wearing lycra, and that's a pretty horrible sight. Almost as bad as wearing Speedos. So look, it's a good job that I was able to get here by car. I really want to make 2 points. Actually, I want to make 3 points. The first point I want to make is that Hajnal Ban is an excellent candidate, and Australia needs her in the federal parliament. Because if we have Hajnal Ban in the federal parliament, there will be every chance we will have a coalition government in the federal capital, and that's what we need if Australia is going to go forward as the great country that it should be. So that's the first point I want to make. The second point I want to make is that be under no illusions about the damage that the Rudd government is doing to Australia right now. Sure, we have got through the global financial crisis in reasonable shape, but don't let anyone tell you that that is due to Prime Minister Rudd and Treasurer Swan. It has nothing to do with them and everything to do with the reforms of the more courageous governments that preceded them. In fact, all this mob have really done is blown all that surplus that was accumulated at such cost and with such difficulty by the former government, and let the unions back into every workplace in the country. That's essentially what they've done. So don't underestimate the damage that they have done already, and in particular, don't underestimate the threat of Mr Rudd's great big new tax. Now look, all of us want to help the environment, but the way to help the environment is through direct action. Many of you are farmers, most of you are familiar with the land, and you know that if you've got an environmental problem, the best way to deal with it is to go out and fix it, not to slap a great big new tax on everything. And quite frankly, if all we can do is save Australia from a great big new tax and everything, that will be a mighty achievement for the long-term benefit of our country. Because Mr Rudd's emissions trading scheme, it will mean a 25% increase in electricity prices, and that's just for starters, on top of the increases that you've already had. It will mean up to a 5% increase in supermarket prices, and again that's just for starters. It'll mean the loss of 126,000 jobs in regional Australia, and it will mean that many of our largest coal mines close down, and that is just for starters. So that's the first point I want to make to you. The next point I want to make to you is that you can't trust Labor to deliver decent services. Now, when the last time I was here in Beaudesert, I went to the Beaudesert Hospital, which had just lost its maternity unit because the state Labor government was incapable of keeping the obstetrician in town. Now, we can't solve all problems from Canberra, and public hospital services have traditionally been run by the state governments. But I can tell you what, the services that we do try to run from Canberra will be a lot better run by a coalition government than they will be by a Labor government. And when you are thinking about Kevin Rudd's claims to competence at service delivery, just ask yourself this: how good has the state Labor government been at running your public hospital? How good has the state Labor government been at delivering maternity services here in one of the fastest growing places in Australia? And think, do we really want those guys in Canberra still? Do we really want these guys to be still mucking things up in Canberra the way they've been mucking things up in Brisbane and in the other parts of Queensland? So look, I'm really pleased to be here. I think that the seat of Wright is going to be a very, very important contest, but I'm very confident that with Hajnal as our candidate, we can triumphantly claim the seat of Wright, and this sunburnt country, this land of sweeping plains, and we'll have a marvellous representative in Canberra. So congratulations, Hajnal. Great to be with you.
Thanks very much, Hajnal. Ladies and gentlemen, there are actually a couple of people I wanted to thank this morning, and I wanted to begin by thanking you. I want to thank you for coming out on a Friday, which I know is a busy day for many of you, and giving your time to support Hajnal and coming and supporting the opening of the office. Hajnal needs to win this seat. We need to win this seat, and Tony and I are absolutely committed to that task, and we absolutely believe that it can be done. But of course, we won't win it unless you come out and support Hajnal as a candidate. So this is a sign, I think, of the support she enjoys in the country, in the community. So I'm very grateful to you for coming out this morning, and if you can get involved in the campaign, we'd like that too. So if you wanted to sign up somewhere, please don't be reluctant to do so. Don't be shy about being involved. May I also, of course, thank Tony for coming. Thank you for your improved sense of dress. I wouldn't have raised that, but he did, so I feel
And I'm learning how to iron a shirt. There's the correct one. Well, she wasn't prepared to take me on when it came to ironing a shirt. She just said, "Where's the nearest laundry? That's where I'm going."
I actually am very experienced in ironing shirts. I've been married for 30 years odd, and I don't think my wife has ironed a shirt during that period of time. If you want instructions, come and see me. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony, of course, has an extraordinarily busy schedule right across the country. Queensland is an absolutely critical state to the election. He'll be spending time here in the future, but this morning we and the campaign for Wright are absolutely delighted, Tony, that you've come and spent some time here with us. Thank you very much for coming. Enjoy the rest of your visit to Queensland, however short it might be, and we hope to see you again. Thanks.